Basically, I heard a loud bang, which I figured a shot would be a little bit louder, but I just saw it hit him in the chest, and then all of a sudden just tons of blood gushing right out where his heart is, and then he like fell over and slumped down, and everybody got down and was screaming, and then we all ran.
Can you describe just, did he appear to be moving afterward, or what?
Not at all. I personally believe he was dead on impact.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He was dead on impact. I've just looked at that video and I asked myself a lot of questions. Someone shooting you in the neck, pretty sure in the major blood vessels. In the major blood vessel, someone shoots you there, right there. Really sure when I shoot here, he will not survive. The way I have seen that video, it was survivable. Just look a bit at that. Yeah, you've seen that? Just look a bit at that. You've seen that? It was unsurvivable. I'm just imagining someone who was discussing political civility, who was discussing the ways of changing this country, who was discussing civil politics, for every one of us to enjoy this country, for every one of us to feel free and safe in this country. Then someone feels hurt, feels it not good, feels it not welcome for you to discuss civil politics, that they want us to be in that way where we are disagreeing on everything and we are there to kill each other. They don't want us to live in peace. They want us ever to live on lies. Just imagine. Just watch this clip here.
Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
And he's gone. Talking of gun violence, how to stop gun violence. Talking of mass shooting, how to stop mass shooting. And someone shoots you like that because you are a threat to them. You are stopping what they enjoy to do. You are trying to teach the public what we must do to stop killings, senseless killings in our societies, in our communities. And someone feels hurted that you are talking of stopping senseless, aimless shooting, aimless killings. So you're a bad person. You better get killed because you are trying to educate people. You are trying to open the minds of the countrymen and the women how to fight these killings, how to stop these murders. And you murder that some person who is advocating for a safer country. You know, this world is not safe for any one of us. No one will harvest this world. No one. No matter how big you are, no matter how experienced in the gun you are, no matter who you are, we need a safer country for us and our new generations to come, our children and grandchildren. Charlie Kirk was killed when he was advocating for the life of Americans that are being killed every day. He was fighting for the killings, how to stop the aimless, senseless killings. And just today, he had a program where he was talking of shootings. Shootings. We don't have to live this way. The death of Britain, Immonus, Shelley profess that we don't need to live this way by killing each other, hurting each other, senselessly taking our people's lives. There is an immigrant, a refugee from Ukraine, Alina Zlaska, who was stabbed on a train when she was coming from her workplace. When she entered or boarded the train, a lunatic stabbed her and killed her. He has been advocating for this, and he said, if we want things to change, it's 100% necessary to politicize the senseless murder of Alina Zeliska, because it was politics that allowed a savage monster with 14 players to be free on the streets to kill others, to kill her. Let's first watch this clip.
And stabbed a black girl senselessly.
On August 22nd, Irina Zarutska was stabbed to death on the rail system in Charlotte, North Carolina by a savage career criminal.
Her life story, I think, will be told both in the United States and Ukraine for years to come. What do you think the importance of this story is most fundamentally?
This was one of the coldest, most senseless murders I've ever seen. She had no interaction with this guy whatsoever. She was sitting minding her own business, and he just takes out a knife and just decides to stab her. I do say this with some form of just heaviness. I don't like politicizing situations like this, but it just necessitates it because there are so many dynamics at play here. Based on the information evidence we have, the attacker did say, "I got that white girl." The attacker racialized it in his own telling of this situation. And we all know this. Any honest observer of your program knows this, including Van Jones even knows this deep down, which is that, of course, if a random white person on a subway took out a knife and stabbed a black girl senselessly to death, there would be massive media coverage. There would be policy changes. There would be people having to apologize for this. We saw this in George Floyd, and yet, for whatever reason, this situation has not garnered even a fraction of that kind of outrage or backlash.
On August 22nd.
All right. That was the program he was spearheading. Why Zlaska was killed. The killer was a serial criminal, a lunatic, who was freed by a judge just to be on the streets to kill others. A career offender. A career offender, just back in society, and he killed her. But before going through with this campaign, trying to stop these senseless killings, he's too killed. Then who is going to stop this? I think those who are doing this, they are trying to silence us. They are trying to intimidate us. They are trying to put us in fear, to develop fear in us so that we don't speak about it anymore. Just remember George Floyd campaign. Everyone was against it. Everyone was singing it. Everyone was condemning it. Everyone was castigating it. Everyone was apologizing for what happened. But for this refugee from Ukraine who was stabbed to death in a train in Charlotte, they are giving a diff here. And I think because they don't want us to talk about her killing, her death, the way she was killed, now they have shot Charlie Kirk, who was spearheading the fight, the justice for Alina Zeliska, and now we shift our minds and our ideas to start discussing about how Charlie Kirk was shot, how he was killed, how he was murdered, and we throw the other case in the dustbin. But I promise you, they must move together. We can't give a deaf ear to these killings of innocent good people, innocent good citizens who love their country, who try to bring back peace, safety to this country, and they are being shot because they are showing us that if you speak again on the shootings, again on the killings, we will shoot you too. Now, according to this is my opinion. If these killers are God, right? I want to see them being also taken out of life the way they did to their friends. The way they did. Who shot Charlie Kirk? Where he shot him. If that lunatic, if that senseless, I'm sorry, if that killer got, I want to see him also being shot in the same position where he shot Charlie Kirk. That's the only way they will understand that when you shoot somebody, they'll shoot you live on camera, the way he did it. That's why how these killers will understand. If you pick up a knife and you stab a white girl, a black girl, anybody, and you stab them to death, they'll also stab you to death live on camera. The world to see that what you did, it is wrong. That's what's in my memory. That's what's in my mind. That's what I think. That's my strongest opinion. We need to take out these people the way they take out the good citizens of this country. And let's play up this clip because some people have different ideas. Let's play up this clip from this gentleman here.
All right. So it has now been confirmed that Charlie Kirk was assassinated, point blank, period. A husband, a father to young children, which pains me, and he was killed. Now, it's a brutal snapshot, and it perfectly represents the authoritarian left. He was killed in the middle of a debate. That tells you everything that you need to know about the authoritarian left. It represents everything. They're not interested in discourse, dialogue. They want to dominate you. Okay? You are not a human being according to them, which is why they fight so hard to dehumanize you, because they want to be justified in whatever actions that they take. You are an obstacle in the way of their ideological and political endgame. Okay? And you are not helping yourself by not acknowledging that. That is a harsh reality, but it is reality nonetheless. And I don't say this to be negative, but Charlie Kirk, in comparison to a lot of other commentators, is relatively milquetoast. More even keeled. Far more, or rather less, rough around the edges than some of the others. Willing to remain cordial and respectful even when being shouted at. That's who Charlie Kirk was. And they offed him. And you best believe that those that are celebrating right now want you dead as well. We're not helping ourselves by pretending that that isn't the case. Okay? For a very long time, the authoritarian left has taken advantage of people's decency. You've heard me use this boxing analogy if you watch my channel or watch when I had my podcast over the years, streaming daily, saying and using this analogy in that it is the equivalent when dealing with the left. For a very long time, it's the equivalent of two boxers about to fight going into the ring. Okay? One boxer wants to fight honestly. No loaded gloves and nothing like that. Doing everything by the books. And then you have the other fighter that loaded their gloves. That has made it abundantly clear that they are using performance enhancing drugs. They have bought off the judges. They have bought off the ref. And for so long, we have entered in everybody to the right of Stalin. That includes fellow libertarians. I know there's those libertarian right folk that think that they're somehow absolved of this and that you're different. No, I've been trying to tell you guys that. And I say this as an ANCAP. I have been trying to tell people that follow my content over the last almost 15 years. You know that I've been saying this for a very long time. It is the reality. They're going to lump you in there regardless of what your actual ideology is. And I've had my gripes, especially economically, when you have Republicans that take left-leaning economic positions. And I've grilled them on that, but I've been very, very firm and very, very clear. They're going to lump me with them regardless. So that includes fellow libertarians.
Oh, yeah. Charlie Kirk, he devoted his life on helping others, on trying to see we get a safer, free country again. We get a safe, gun-free country. We get a safe, no-murder country. But US is becoming really more than a war zone. The people will lose every year in this country just because of gun violence, just because of stabbing each other. It's way more far than the number of deaths in the war zone. What went wrong? What can we do to stop all this nonsense? We must do something. And that's why there's a certain group of people. For them, they don't want us to address the root cause, the problem. They don't want us to address the problem. Because maybe they benefit from it. It's their gist of where they stand to get what to tell us. That's why they'll never fight this. That's why they don't want to come to the conclusion of stopping the gun violence, the murders in this country. But different people with different opinions. Right? My opinion is about if you are caught shooting someone in public, you also be put in public and did the same. If you are found stabbing someone in public or anywhere, they exactly take you there and they do the exact thing you did to someone the same way to you. Let's first have this clip. Maybe have different ideas. Let's have this clip here.
Charlie Kirk's dead. And that girl on the train that died viciously for no reason, dead. And I'm so sick and tired of it. And we need public execution. And I want to see these criminals that are caught on video killing people, senseless murders. I want to see them hung in public. I'm tired of seeing videos of good guys getting murdered for no reason, or for saying words that they don't like. And then the person goes to jail for 20 years. No, I want him hung. I want him hung in front of me. I want to see the bad guy die. And I don't want to see the good guys die. I'm tired of seeing good guys die and bad guys just have this chip on their shoulder. Like, people should be afraid to murder somebody. That there should be a punishment that is greater than their will to murder. And we don't have that, and we need it. And I want to vote. I vote for public execution. I want it now. I've been wanting this for years, and I've just been quiet about it because it's a weird want. Why would you want to see people dead in the streets? I want to see animals in human form that have no impulse control. I want them dead, but not anybody. I don't want to just be killing people. It's horrifying.
True that. That's why I told you. That's what people are thinking. These loseless animals who don't respect life, who don't respect nature, they must also be dead some way. They must also be hanged. Because we must make them feel or fear killing someone. That if I kill, I'll get killed. But they are not feeling because they shoot someone dead and they get arrested. They are given 20 years in prison, 10 years in prison, 5 years in prison. life imprisonment. They are still eating food. They are still going out there to pee. Right? They sleep. But they have shot Charlie Kirk. He's never going to eat again. He's never going to sleep again. He's never going to enjoy life again. He's never going to speak again. But for them, you leave them here to speak again, to see why. Yet they have stopped someone from breathing. They also must stop breathing. Let's have this clip.
Charlie Kirk was just shot dead. And this is exactly what happens when the media, when the woke mind virus spend years demonizing and vilifying anybody who dares think differently than they do in a so-called democracy. They tell you tolerance. What they really mean is obedience. They tell you that they're respecting democracy, protecting it even. But what happens when somebody dares try to defend and educate others on conservative values? Oh, right. Not so tolerant now, are we? Donald Trump gets shot. Charlie Kirk now shot dead. Ask yourself this. When was the last time a conservative targeted and killed a liberal just because they disagreed with them? Good luck trying to find that, especially amongst very high-profile liberal creators, liberal commentators, and public people. Time and time again, conservatives are attacked, we are vilified, censored, and shot dead. And you know what the most deplorable part is? People on the left are celebrating. They're celebrating the murder of a man that they disagree with because he stood up for what he believed in, which was legal, by the way. He stood up for the rule of law. He stood up for family values. Go take a look at some history books, because this is not democracy. This is tyranny wrapped up in rainbows and hashtags.
So, this is not democracy. It's tyranny. Everyone agree with that one. Because there is no way you should shoot someone who is trying to shape the future of this country. And for you, you are so envious to an extent that you must shoot them dead. And that's how you will quench your thirsty. Bro, these are bloody suckers. They are mad. They feel they can't live without blood. They have blood in their hands. We've just been talking about Ilana Zelensky, a refugee from Ukraine who came here to save life, but she lost life in the race just because of our policies. And some people don't want to change those policies. I think we need a vote here. How do you want this country be brought back to book? How do you want safety to be brought back to this country? How do you want the gun violence be stopped? How do you want these senseless killings be stopped? What can be done? And I think we need a vote here. We need a question and we answer it. And those people must really feel it hard for them to kill again. That when I kill again, I'll be dead. When I try to shoot somebody, I'll be shot. They might feel that fear. The way they have seen someone dying, and they put it to themselves, if I'm shot that way, I'm going to die like that. No. I will not do that. We must teach these people the consequences, and they must face the consequences. Let's have this clip here, because, bro, this is terrible. We need to change this country right now.
Guys, isn't it funny that the same side that advocates for gun control is the same side that keeps shooting people over their political opinions? Like, when have you ever seen a Republican or a conservative shoot somebody dead just because they said something that offends them and they disagree with? Guys, we're in a crazy point in society. First it was Trump, now Charlie Kirk. People are getting killed for having certain views and opinions. And this is a mental illness. If you get so butthurt by what somebody says and somebody's opinions that you feel the need to go and kill them, you're mentally ill. And who's doing that? Liberals. When have you ever seen a conservative or a Republican shoot somebody for their views? Never. So this is a liberal problem.
Really, this is a huge problem that needs an answer, needs a solution. If we don't get a solution for this, we're all gonna die. No one will survive. I always tell you that no one is a winner in a sinking boat. No one is a winner. Just imagine someone get out there to preach love of the country, to preach the civil change of this country, and get shot because people don't want to see civic change of this country, because they hate people to be educated. They want to see us in darkness always. If we come up out there to see the light, it's a problem to them. They will never lie to us because we know. So they don't want us to know. They don't want us to get exposed. That's why you find some people there very happy for what has happened. Okay, dude, celebrate. Be happy for what has happened. But this one, it will eat all of us. No one will be saved. No one will escape this. If our country continues to live this way, you are there laughing, smiling, calling it shots of word. But bro, tomorrow might you be next. Today in the morning, today, yesterday, Charlie Kirk has been fighting for a Ukrainian refugee who was killed on train. He was fighting for her life. He was fighting for her. He was asking questions. Who is the judge who freed this criminal, a career criminal, back in society, that he can again kill another person? Who is that judge? What was he thinking? Freeing a lunatic back to society to kill more people. And I want to ask you, what he is feeling today, that the lunatic, the career offender, killed someone on a train. How is she feeling, really? And how are you taking it? How are you perceiving it? That the one who has been fighting for that abnormality is also shot. Can we say because he was fighting for a refugee who was stabbed to death on a train, that's why they have shot him dead? Because he has been speaking out the truth, because he has been giving out his opinion on every matter, on everything, expressing his ideas himself. That's why he was shot. They don't want us to speak again. They want us to keep quiet. Just look. For them to take us wherever they want to take us. They don't want us to condemn anything. We must just be there shut. But I tell you this, we will not keep quiet. We will not shut. We will always speak up. We will always fight this nonsense. We're not going to let our country go this direction because it's really no good. Where are we going to leave our children? Where are we going to leave our grandchildren? Where are we going to leave them? Which country are we raising up? Which country are we living in? It needs you and me to get together to fight this, to stop it. If we don't stop this, we always wake up on news anyway end on such a video.
It is my great dishonor to be the person that says this and breaks this to you on television, but President Donald Trump is announcing on Truth Social, the great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and his family. Charlie, we love you. Charlie Kirk, according to the President of the United States, is dead. I don't really know where you go from here.
I'm tired of seeing such stories. I'm tired of hearing such stories around me in this country. always announcing so and so is shot dead, so and so is dead by bad people, and we are still giving them freedom for them to live another life, yet they have finished someone's life. Someone killing someone, and for him is just in prison, eating, moving around, enjoying the oxygen, yet others are not breathing again. Bro, we need to do something, and right now, today. If we can't do something for this, any of us will die innocently like that. I remember the day Donald Trump was shot, and this day, Charlie is shot and is now gone. Now put that in your minds that tomorrow might be you. Tomorrow might be your son. Tomorrow might be your daughter. Tomorrow might be your mother. Tomorrow might be your father. Tomorrow might be your friend. So just put that in your mind and try to calm down. Let's talk about it. Let's find a way forward. Bye-bye.